Hello YouTube, we're back. So, events day today. Again, full comp weight events day, so big focus on just getting things done. Very excited for today. Not, again, feeling 100%. Still having a few issues with my ears and stuff like that, but we know what the issue is. So, now getting on top of that and sorting it out. Got some like blocked tubes or something like that. So again, focuses on the medley, got a double run through. So we're looking at 90-90, so that's log axle, 45 dumbbell, and then finishing off with 100 kilo or 101 kilo barbell. So hopefully things will fare better than last week, because that's what we want. We want things to improve. We then got farmers for 100 kilo per hand, and then we've got stone for 100 kilos over yoke for as many reps as possible. I'm not going to get too bogged down with thinking about time, although I do obviously want to time it. I'm going to time it as per the video and just do it, because I think I'm starting to think of too many things in one go, and sort of trying to focus on having a timer there and stuff. When I'm on my own, it's different if I've got people helping me, because they can just time it and I don't need to think about it. But when I'm on my own, I think it's easier if I can just get on and just do, and then I'll just see what I get done. You know, I think in the end, just carrying on and getting as much done as I can, as I kind of feel, basically how I feel in terms of how many reps I can do, rather than sort of thinking, oh, I'll time myself and then I'll stop. I'm just going to keep going until I'm happy I've done enough reps, and then I'll go back and see where that sits. Again, it's difficult with my setup. I don't have a feeder, so of course they're not pushing back, they're not putting it into place for me. I'm having to sort of faff around with stuff, and the equipment's all very sticky, and the tacky pulls it back and all that kind of stuff. So I have to just manage as best I can. But next week I am going to be going to that gym again, so next week is going to be a big push on getting everything done. But to be honest, considering the health issues and all this kind of stuff, I'm really pleased to be in the position that I'm in. You know, my pressing is second to none when it comes to my ability. I'm really pleased how my pressing has progressed. You know, I'm now working at around 100 kilos, 90 to 100 kilos in terms of the stuff that I can do. And that's very exciting, because I can remember years ago when I was very unfit, when I'd first started, and I would have done, there's a video of me. I think it's about 2 minutes long, and it's 6 reps on a log, and it took me absolutely ages to get through all of it between each one, you know, whereas now I can bang out 6 reps on a log in hopefully sort of 40 seconds, depending on the weight. And that's hugely telling. And that's obviously just in training as well, because on comp day, of course, you've got that adrenaline, you've got that rush, you know, and things like that. So yeah, it's a big thing. So I'm going to get set up. I'm going to get ready. Everything's sort of out there already, actually, but I'm going to get everything else set up for me. I am going to do air bike today, but I'm probably going to do it last, because I'll be honest, it's although it's useful to warm up with, it's kind of, it takes a bit of energy. I'll be honest, it's taking a bit of energy, and I don't want to waste any energy today. And I'll get there. You might see the dog, probably can't. He's just come into the room here, yeah, gonna probably rip up the carpet or something like, or rip up the turf or whatever. So I can't. Give me a doggy. There you go. One doggy. So enjoy. I'll come back and post a little bit more. Well, not post, you know what I'm talking about, in between, and we'll go from there. So that was interesting. So the first run, perfect. Really pleased with everything. I won't bother showing the other three. It was only supposed to be 2 overall attempts, so I did 4 because I failed the barbell, unfortunately, on the other 3, which was a bit unexpected. But I do have to acknowledge the fact that I only did my leg session yesterday, and my leg session is pretty beastly, so I can only put it down to that. But got it the first time round. So we've got 1, and it was much faster. So last week I did it in 48 seconds. This week I got 47, 38, sorry. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, really pleased with that. So I can't complain too much. It's just frustrating because I don't want to fail. But at the same time, for some reason, on the other 3 attempts, it just wasn't there. The barbell, everything else was. Got the clean probably better than the first. Got it to position, tried to do it on the first 2 after the original, just wouldn't get up there. And then by the time I got to the third and final, or the fourth and final attempt, I should say, or third and final failed attempt, I got to the rack position, but there was just nothing. So all good, not too concerned. Again, having done legs yesterday, I think I'm probably just fatigued from that perspective, because in the long run it's not just squats, it's everything, and obviously it's going to affect my leg drive and that kind of thing. But we've got 1 good attempt in the books, and that's all that matters, because ultimately that's what it will be on the day. So, and on the day I will have done 1 event so far, I think, so I will be in a fairly good position when it comes to the medley. And next week we'll be back to normal. Obviously, I've had a bit iffy sessions where I've had to do legs at the end of the week, and I've had to do legs the day before events. So, yeah, all good. These things happen, and that's part and part strongman. Unfortunately, things don't happen, but again, happen once, and that's all that matters. So I'm going to get tidied up, and then let's go for 100 kilo per hand farmers, and then with stones. Farmers is done, and really good as well. Really good. I knocked 5 seconds off the time, so that's 9 seconds off my medley. Admittedly, only the 1 run, but then only 1 run matters. Only had to do 1 run of farmers. Knocked 5 seconds off. So it's not a full run, but then at the same time, in the real thing, I'm not doing a drop and turn, so it kind of balances out a little bit. Yeah. Really, really good. And it should be a bit easier as well, because my farmers are not forgiving at all. They've got quite a thick handle. There's no knurling, no nothing. So they are just monstrous. So I'm really, really, really pleased. That was a good old run. It's uphill as well, just to add to it. So yeah, I've just got stones to do. And like I said, what I'm going to do with stones is not get too focused on actually timing it. What I'm going to do instead is focus on just getting it done, just getting as many reps as I can possibly do, keep the reps going, and then basically if the time goes over, the time goes over. But I would rather see me do, say, 6 or 7 reps instead of 5, but in the end in a minute and 20, rather than cutting myself off and doing and doing 5 and then be like, okay, well, that's cool. But I'd rather see that I can get more than 5 if I can. Obviously, if I can't, I can't. Again, I'm today's hard. I did legs yesterday. Legs is brutal. Normally legs is the beginning of the week, so I haven't had much of a break between anything. But at the same time, if I can do what I want to do, which is 6, maybe 7, then I would rather do that and just get it done. And even if it goes over, it just makes me feel better about knowing that I've got that ability. Because again, what's always really, really hard to pick up on is that, you're peaked for comps. And one of the big things that we always do with me is that I will have a week off completely before I do a competition. Some people like to do a bit of gym. Some people like to do a bit of cardio. Me, it's a little bit of cardio and walking. That's the main 2 things that I do. I don't do any heavy lifting at all. I don't really do any lifting other than sometimes a little bit of minor work. If there's something that I'm a bit concerned about that I would like to get done, but there won't be this time around. So it'll be a full full week off. So when you go into it, you will not have any fatigue at all. And the competition will be set up to be appropriate. You know, currently I'm on a slight incline, doing my medley, going from the bottom to the top. I might try it the other way around next week. That might be a good idea. And just see, because ultimately it's going to make it that little bit harder each time. So of course, on the day, there's no fatigue. I'll be on flat ground with really good equipment. Not saying my equipment's not good, but it's well used. You know, my drop pads are absolutely destroyed. The tires are slightly mismatched and all that kind of stuff, because it's what I've got. And I can't complain because I've got it. Like some people out there don't have equipment. So it's really, really important that I can utilize what I've got, but ultimately acknowledge that, again, on the day, it's technically easier because you're peaked for comp, you're ready to go, and your body should be relatively fresh from fatigue.